It's Sunday morning and it's time to take out my 911 to its first event with the hood on. I'm going to actually stop by APR to consult as far as putting a GT wing on my car. I plan on retaining the GT3 wing. I just want to get a adapter with and extend the deck of the wing so it covers more area on my car. After APR, I plan on heading to my buddy's event in Corona. They're hosting at the Municipal airport. So the last time I went was in April this year, but I didn't take any of my cars. So it'll be fun to get my car near an airplane and try to get some good pictures with it. I'm back home now from both events and they were actually pretty good turnouts. I noticed that this Sunday there was a lot of events throughout Southern California, so a lot of people were kind of spread out trying to participate in as much events as they can, so it wasn't as full as they normally are. I was able to talk to some representatives at APR to get a better idea of how I want to build my wing so that I can extend the deck of my wing so that it fills more space on the rear of my car, because with the GT3 wing, it only covers about 70% of the rear of the car, and I want to kind of fill in those spaces by adding a GT wing. The Corona Municipal Airport event was also a really good turnout. I was able to park my car with my buddy next to one of the planes. For both events today, there was one car that really stood out to me, and it wasn't something that was really built or was very flashy, but the fact that I was very close to buying one before I bought my 911. And that's the silver Nissan GTR that was at the airport. Just the simplicity of having a lowered suspension, nice fitment wheels, a lot of OEM parts still on it. Once upon a time in Mexico, I was cruising with a few of my buddies, and just to add a little bit of context to this story before I show you the video, I'll tell you the cars you're about to see. So the two cars in the front is a second gen Audi R8. This is the V10, not the V10 Plus, but the V10 model. And right beside it is a Dodge Challenger 392 Scat Pack. The camera car is a Mercedes-Benz GLE 350, and then my 911, as well as my friend's Civic Type R. Aside from the cameraman talking, you're gonna hear chat in the background because we were all on radio, so sometimes you'll hear us chiming in on the race. So that's something to be aware of. Just as a side note, my group of friends in particular, we don't like to promote road rage, but there was a long strip of the freeway that was completely clear, so we decided to open up our cars. I was a little bit late to the race. I was kind of observing from a distance. The two cars in the front were lining up, and what you're gonna see is a big difference on how much the weight gap is between our cars, because my car is just a smidge over 3,000 pounds, whereas the cars in this video are significantly heavier. And I am definitely more underpowered than all these cars, but you can see how fast my car advanced to a certain point. Now, I'm not saying that I would have won the race, but just by looking at the video, you can tell that despite being underpowered compared to these cars, I can pretty much keep up with the big boys because of the weight advantage that I have being so light. Or it could be the driver.
3, 2, 1, go! Go, I'm recording. Yeah, come on, go get it, come on, go get it, come on, go get it. Let's go, get it, get it, come on.
Oh shit! Oh, dude! That's an open, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, that's an open.
Go, oh, go, Chris.
I said I top out, man. I want
Come on, go get him.
Nah, I couldn't do it, bro. You gotta be.
I recorded it.
In the end, we had a little bit fun. We made sure that no one was weaving between lanes, driving recklessly. It was just basically an opportunity to open up the cars and stretch its legs when the opportunity presented itself. Coming up, I'm going to be talking about my 911 and how I did the rear-wheel drive conversion by myself in my garage. And I'll go through the process, why I did it, and bring out some of the parts that I removed and show you how much weight savings I've got so far. I'm actually going to bring out my weight scale and weigh a few of those items so we'll get things in real time and find out how much they actually weigh. That's going to do it for this episode. Thanks for joining, and we'll see you on the next one.